Your Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented by Architect Mohammed Namadi Sambo, GCON, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our host minister, the Minister for National Planning and the Minister for the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand on the previous protocol. I'd like to formally welcome you all here, but also try and take a few minutes to talk about the whole essence of what the Economic Summit is about and the things that we have done, and almost recap so that we have some form of continuity from where we left off last year. Just over a year ago, we were all gathered in this hall to evaluate our position as a group with a common objective, which was to seek ways to continuously improve the quality of life of every Nigerian. At the last summit, we focused on the need to reach out to the global community for foreign direct investment through global partnerships. Indeed, that was a theme of NES 17. At that gathering, we came up with clear recommendations arising from our joint effort. And in line with the commitment of Mr. President, our proposals were presented to the Federal Executive Council to encourage government to play its part by implementing those recommendations which it found acceptable. It is notable that no objections were raised against any of the suggestions that were made at that time. Also, during the last summit, we acknowledged and commended the ambitious roadmaps prepared by some ministries, setting clear direction for their future and creating a foundation for their scorecards. In our submission, members of the NESG and the whole team of the NSG membership offered to assist other ministers to prepare similar roadmaps, not so much to interfere in government's role, as was unfortunately perceived by some, but to support government in producing robust strategies that accommodate the private sector in the spirit of public-private partnership. The offer we made, though not taken up at that time, still stands. So what were the main outcomes of NES 17? We should take a few minutes to look at this. Economists have always suggested that a developing country like ours needs a huge national project to jumpstart its economic development. A national project in which significant part of the population can be engaged and many more receive the benefits rapidly. The summit of 2011 recommended the implementation of a massive integrated road and rail infrastructure and development program across the whole country. This was to serve as our huge national project, very similar to the strategy adopted by President Roosevelt of the United States after the Second World War. This not only galvanized the American nation, but also created a common sense of purpose, which revitalized the economy of the United States through building a network of roads nationwide just after the Second World War. Whilst this huge national project recommendation was acknowledged by government, the reality in execution, unfortunately, does not even begin to scratch the surface of our expectations, and certainly not at the scale that can meet the intention of using this initiative to jumpstart the Nigerian economy. We had hoped that this integrated road, rail, and even to a certain extent, gas pipeline grid production would create jobs massively, opening up the economy physically, decongesting our distribution system, giving access to all parts of the country, supporting physical trade, facilitating the movement of our agricultural produce, and so triggering a rapid physical systemic impact on the economic and social activities of the country. In response to the theme of NES 17, we must commend the various ministries, many ministries, including the Ministries of Agriculture, Trade and Investment, and Foreign Affairs, who, along with all the other ministries and even state governments, have encouraged foreign investment drives. They made tireless international trips around the world, including Mr. President and Mr. Vice President, in search of investment partners, with our foreign missions receiving and facilitating the movement of our people across the international boundaries. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group also has been very active in this foreign direct investment drive by working with various foreign missions at home and abroad, including the United States, China, Canada, South Korea, South Africa, the European Union, and even as far away as Australia, and even Rwanda, covering such sectors as agriculture, infrastructure, manufacturing, power, oil and gas, and things of that nature. The data on inflow of foreign direct investment shows that there has been a positive outcome to our recommendation of an aggressive, proactive push to seek foreign direct investment by increasing the visibility of investment opportunities in Nigeria. In our submission last year also, we made it very clear to Mr. President, as is the case with other leaders around the world, that his key performance indicator is the number of jobs that is created in the economy and the resultant number of people that are gainfully employed on a continuous